Let me ask you something. When was the last time you checked your bank account, not to spend money, not to see if your paycheck came in, but just to make sure everything was still safe? Just to make sure that nothing strange was happening in the background. If you are like most people, the honest answer is that you do not check unless you have a reason to. And that is exactly the problem. Because right now, in 2026, simply having money in a bank account is no longer as safe as it used to feel. The rules of financial security have changed. The threats are not just big and obvious. They are quiet, they are slow, they happen in the background while you are living your life, going to work, taking care of your family, sleeping at night. And by the time you notice something is wrong, weeks may have passed, sometimes months. Your account can be targeted without your phone ever being stolen. Your card details can be copied without your card ever leaving your purse. Your login credentials can be sold online without you ever doing anything wrong. And your money, the money you worked hard for, the money you are saving for something important, can disappear in ways that feel impossible to reverse. I want to be clear, this is not meant to scare you into panic. This is meant to wake you up so that you can protect yourself calmly and wisely. Because the people who lose money are not always careless people. Many of them are hardworking, responsible adults who simply did not know what to look for. They trusted that the bank would handle everything. They assumed that if something bad happened, someone would call them. They did not know that the responsibility for protecting their account starts with them. That is what this video is about. 5 things you need to do today if you keep money in a bank, not next week, not when you have time today. Because waiting is how people get hurt. And before we go any further, if this channel has ever given you advice that helped you make a better decision, that helped you see something you were missing, please take a second right now to like this video and subscribe. I share these kinds of conversations because I genuinely believe that when one person learns something important, it should not stay with just that person. It should spread. So subscribe and let these conversations find you whenever you need them most. Now let us begin. Because what I am about to share with you is not complicated, but it is urgent. And once you understand it, you will never look at your bank account the same way again. Most people think bank security means having a password, maybe a PIN, maybe their fingerprint on their phone. And yes, those things matter. But true bank security in today's world goes much deeper than that. It means understanding the 5 layers at which your account can be attacked and making sure each one of those layers is protected. The first layer is your login. This is the username and password you use to access your online banking. Many people still use the same password they created years ago. Some people use the same password for their bank that they use for their email, their shopping apps, their social media. And when any one of those platforms is breached, which happens more than the news reports, that password can end up in a database that criminals buy and sell online. This is called credential stuffing. They try your email and password on your bank's website and see if it works. Simple, effective, devastating. The second layer is your phone. Your bank uses your phone number for verification. When you log in or make a transfer, they send a code to your phone. That seems safe, but there is a method called SIM swapping, where a criminal contacts your phone carrier, pretends to be you, and gets your number transferred to a phone they control. Now all your verification codes go to them, not you. The third layer is your physical card. Skimming devices are still used at ATMs and petrol stations. They are designed to look exactly like the real card slot. You insert your card, you type your PIN, and you have no idea that a thin device just recorded everything. The criminal is sometimes sitting in a car nearby, collecting that data in real time. The fourth layer is your email. If a criminal gains access to your email, they can reset your bank password, they can intercept alerts, they can quietly remove notification settings so that you stop receiving warnings. Your email is often the master key to everything else you own online. And the fifth layer is your behavior. The habits you have around money, around sharing information, around how you respond to messages. These matter more than most people realize. A well-crafted message that looks like it came from your bank can fool intelligent, careful people. not because they are stupid, but because the deception is designed by professionals who study human psychology. Understanding these 5 layers is the foundation, because you cannot protect what you do not know is at risk. Here is something important to understand. The people who fall victim to banking fraud are not always the people you might imagine. They are not always elderly. They are not always technology challenged. Many of them are educated, employed, digitally aware adults. And the reason they got caught is not because they were foolish. It is because they believed something that was not quite true. The first false belief is this: my bank will catch it. People trust that their bank has systems watching for suspicious activity, and banks do have those systems, but those systems are not perfect, and they are not instant. By the time a fraud alert is triggered and confirmed and acted upon, money can already be gone. Banks can investigate. They can sometimes reverse charges, but sometimes and eventually are not the same as definitely. And immediately, the second false belief is, it will not happen to me. This one is deeply human. We look at statistics and we place ourselves outside of them. We think fraud happens to people who are less careful, less aware, less protected than we are. But the criminals who do this for a living are not choosing victims based on how careful they seem. They are working volume. They are sending thousands of phishing messages and waiting for anyone to click. They are testing thousands of credential combinations. The person who gets caught is simply the one who happened to be in the wrong place with the wrong settings at the wrong moment. The third false belief is, I would know if something was wrong. People assume that fraud announces itself dramatically, that one morning they will log in and their entire account will be empty. But real fraud often starts small. A charge of $4, a charge of $7, something that looks like a subscription you might have forgotten. The criminal is testing whether the account is monitored. If nothing happens, the amounts grow slowly, patiently, over weeks. The fourth false belief is, I do not have enough money to be a target. This is one of the most dangerous assumptions. Criminals do not only target wealthy accounts, they target accessible accounts. An account with $200 that has weak security is more appealing than an account with $20,000 that is properly locked down. Every account has value. Every account can be used, not just drained, but used to commit further fraud against others. Letting go of these beliefs is not about becoming paranoid. It is about becoming clear. And clarity protects you. Now I want to talk about the signs, because many people who experience banking fraud will later say the same thing. There were clues. There were moments where something felt slightly off, but they dismissed it. They told themselves it was nothing. They were busy. They did not want to deal with it. And by the time they could not ignore it anymore, the damage had already been done. So let me walk you through what those early signs look like. Not the dramatic ones, the quiet ones, the ones that are easy to explain away if you are not paying attention. The first sign is small, unfamiliar transactions, not large withdrawals, small ones. A charge you do not recognize from a merchant you do not remember visiting. Before you assume it is a forgotten subscription, pause. Look at the merchant name carefully. Sometimes fraudulent charges hide behind vague business names that look legitimate at a glance. If you see something you cannot account for, that is not a sign to move on. That is a sign to investigate. The second sign is a sudden change in your login experience. If your bank suddenly asks you to verify your identity in a new way, or if you receive a verification code you did not request, pay attention. This may mean someone else is trying to access your account. Many people receive these codes, think it is a glitch, and ignore it. But an unrequested verification code is your bank's system detecting an attempted login. It is not nothing. The third sign is changes to your account settings that you did not make. Notification preferences turned off. A new email address added. A phone number changed. These are not things that change on their own. If you log in one day and something in your settings looks different from how you left it, treat it seriously. The fourth sign is unusual activity on your email connected to your bank, password reset emails you did not request, confirmation emails for changes you did not make. If your email inbox receives any communication from your bank that you did not initiate, that is a red flag. It means someone used your email address to trigger a process, and that process may only be beginning. The fifth sign is your debit or credit card being declined in a place it should work. Yes, sometimes it is a genuine technical issue, but if a card is declined and, there are funds available, call your bank immediately. Your card may have already been flagged or blocked due to suspicious activity, and if that is the case, you need to know. Every one of these signs is manageable when caught early. Left ignored, each one can become the beginning of something much harder to reverse. This is the part where I need to speak to you very directly, because when something feels wrong with your bank account, the natural human response can actually make things worse. The panic, the uncertainty, the not knowing who to trust, it can lead people to do things that hurt them more than the original problem. The first thing you must not do is call a number that came to you. If you receive a text message, an email, or a pop-up telling you there is a problem with your account and giving you a number to call, do not call that number. I am serious. Even if it looks official, even if it has your bank's logo, the number on the back of your card and the number on your bank's official website are the only numbers you should ever use. Criminals set up fake customer service lines, specifically to intercept people who are panicking. They will ask for your PIN, your full card number, your one-time codes. A real bank will never ask for those things over the phone in that way. The second thing you must not do is click any link that arrives after suspicious account activity. Criminals know that when a fraud alert is sent, people are primed to click. They send fake fraud alerts that look identical to real ones, and they wait. The moment you click and enter your details on that fake page, they have everything they need. The third thing you must not do is wait and see. I understand why people do this. They hope it was a mistake. They hope it will resolve itself. They do not want to spend an hour on hold with the bank. But waiting is dangerous. Every hour you wait is an hour the problem can grow. Act first, ask questions second. And the fourth thing, this one is important. Do not handle this alone out of embarrassment. Some people feel ashamed when their account is compromised. They feel like they should have known better. They avoid telling family members. They hesitate to report it to the bank because they are afraid of how it will look. Please let that go. This happens to careful people. It happens to professionals. It happens to people who work in banking and finance themselves. There is no version of this where silence protects you. I want to pause here and ask you something from the heart. Has anything like this ever happened to you? A charge you could not explain? A moment where something felt wrong? A time when you caught something just in time, or maybe just a little too late? Leave your story in the comments below, because someone watching this video right now may be going through exactly what you went through. Your experience, even the difficult parts of it, might be the thing that helps someone else catch a problem before it gets worse. So your story matters. Please share it. Now we get to the heart of it. 5 practical, specific things you should do today to protect your money, not vague suggestions, actual steps. The first thing is to review your account statements right now, not just the balance, the individual transactions. Go back at least 60 days. Look at every line. Look for anything you cannot immediately account for, even small amounts, even things that might seem like a forgotten subscription. Write down anything that raises a question, then deal with each question. Call your bank if you need to. Dispute what you do not recognize. The point is not to assume everything is fine. The point is to confirm it. The second thing is to update your online banking password today. And when you do, make it something truly strong. Not your mother's name and a number, not the street you grew up on. A genuinely strong password is long, random, and unique to your bank. It is not used anywhere else. If you cannot remember it, write it in a secure physical place, a notebook kept somewhere safe, not saved in your phone's notes app where it can be accessed if your phone is ever compromised. The third thing is to enable every available security alert your bank offers. Transaction alerts, login alerts, balance change alerts, new device alerts, all of them. Set them to notify you immediately, not in a daily summary. The faster you know, the faster you can act. And some people turn these off because they find them annoying. I want you to understand that those alerts are not an inconvenience. They are your early warning system. The fourth thing is to check whether your email address, the one connected to your bank, has been part of any known data breach. There are free tools online that allow you to enter your email and see if it appeared in any publicly known hacks. If it has, that does not mean your bank account is compromised, but it means your password from that breach may be circulating, and you need to change everything connected to that email as soon as possible. The fifth thing is to set up two-factor authentication on every account connected to your financial life: your bank, your email, your phone account. So two-factor authentication means that even if someone has your password, they still cannot get in without a second verification. It is one of the most powerful protective steps available to ordinary people, and many people still have not activated it. 5 things. That is all. Not complicated, not expensive, just necessary. Here's something I want you to think about. Doing these 5 things once is good, but your financial security is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing practice. And the people who stay protected are not the ones who did everything right once. They are the ones who build small, consistent habits that keep them informed and aware over time. Let me tell you what that looks like in real life. It means checking your transaction history at least once a week, not obsessively, not with anxiety, just calmly, the way you might glance at the weather or check your messages. A few minutes is all it takes. You are looking for anything unfamiliar, you are keeping yourself current. That habit alone can catch fraud within days instead of months. It also means being thoughtful about where you enter your card details. Online shopping has become so easy that many people click through payment pages without looking carefully. Take a moment. Is the website secure? Is the address exactly right? Or is there a subtle misspelling that suggests a fake site? Does the payment page look the same as last time? Small observations make a large difference. It means being careful about public Wi-Fi. If you are sitting in a coffee shop or an airport and you check your bank app on public Wi-Fi, you may be exposing your session to anyone on that same network who knows how to intercept it. Use your mobile data for banking or use a reputable VPN. This is not paranoia. This is just understanding how open networks work. It also means being protective of your card in physical spaces. Pay attention when you hand your card to someone. Watch that it is not taken out of your sight for longer than necessary. At ATMs, look at the card slot before you insert your card. Give it a gentle tug. A skimming device will often come loose because it is attached with tape or glue, not built into the machine. These are small moments of awareness that cost you nothing, but seconds. And finally, it means talking to the people you love about these things, your children, your parents, your partner. Because often the weakest link in a family's financial security is not the person watching the videos. It is the person who never got the information. Share this, pass it on. Protecting yourself and protecting the people around you are not separate things. I want to say something now that may be uncomfortable to hear, but I think it needs to be said clearly. We've entered a period where the digital systems we rely on every day are not as secure as the companies behind them want us to believe. Banks work hard to protect their infrastructure. Technology companies invest heavily in safety, but no system built by humans is unbreakable. And the responsibility for your financial safety cannot be fully outsourced to an institution. Part of it, a significant part, rests with you. This is hard for many people to accept because it feels unfair. You did not build these systems. You were not consulted on their design. You are simply a customer who deposits money and expects it to be there when you need it. And yes, you have legal protections. You have rights. Banks have obligations. But legal protection and practical safety are 2 different things. You can have rights and still spend 6 months trying to recover money that was taken from you. You can be legally in the right and still experience the exhaustion, the frustration, the loss of trust that comes with financial fraud. The hard truth is this: the digital world has made our lives more convenient, but it has also made our vulnerabilities more complex. Every convenience has a corresponding risk. Every shortcut has a potential cost. And the same phone that allows you to pay for groceries with a tap also stores your banking credentials, your email access, your identity verification. If that phone is ever compromised, if it is stolen, hacked, or if a malicious app is installed. The damage can cascade across every area of your financial life within hours. This is not meant to make you afraid of technology. Technology is not going away, and avoiding it entirely is not a realistic option. But it is meant to make you honest with yourself about the responsibility that comes with it. The people who stay safe in this environment are not people who use less technology. They are people who use it more carefully, more intentionally, with more awareness of what is at stake. You have worked hard for your money. Every amount in your account, large or small, represents time. It represents sacrifice. It represents choices you made, things you gave up, energy you spent. It deserves to be protected with the same seriousness you brought to earning it. Not more effort than that, not an exhausting level of anxiety, just the same intentionality, the same care. Everything I've shared in this video could feel heavy if you let it. And I understand that. Thinking about risks, about vulnerabilities, about the ways things can go wrong, it can leave you feeling exposed in a way that is uncomfortable, but I want to shift that feeling because awareness is not the same as helplessness. Understanding risk is actually the first step toward managing it. Let me tell you what moving forward wisely looks like. It starts with doing the 5 things I described, one at a time, without rushing. You do not have to do everything in one sitting. What matters is that you start today. Open your banking app and look at your recent transactions. That is step 1. That is 5 minutes. And those 5 minutes might reveal something important, or they might simply give you peace of mind. Either way, you win. And then as the days and weeks go on, build the habit of regular check-ins. Make it part of your routine. Some people check their accounts the same way they check their messages. Briefly, regularly, without drama. That level of awareness is protective in ways that no app or security service can fully replace. Because you know your own finances better than any algorithm, you know what looks normal. You know what is out of place. That knowledge is valuable. Also, give yourself permission to take your financial safety seriously without apologizing for it. Some people feel self-conscious about being careful. They do not want to seem anxious or overly cautious. But protecting your money is not a sign of anxiety. It is a sign of responsibility. The same way you lock your door when you leave the house, not because you expect a break-in every day, but because you value what is inside, locking your financial door is simply wisdom. And if you have already experienced something, if something has already happened to your account, I want to speak to you directly. First, please know that it is not a reflection of your intelligence or your worth. It happened, it was painful, but it does not define what happens next. Report it, dispute it, document everything. Seek help from your bank's fraud team, from a consumer protection agency if needed, from someone you trust. You are not powerless in the aftermath. There are processes in place, and they can work in your favor if you engage them firmly and quickly. The path forward is not about living in fear. It is about living informed. That is what this channel is for. That is what this conversation has been building toward from the beginning. We have covered a lot of ground today, and I could summarize every point, walk you through every step again, but that is not what I want to leave you with. What I want to leave you with is a feeling and a decision. The feeling is this: you are not powerless. In a world that is increasingly complex, in a digital environment that can sometimes feel designed to confuse and overwhelm, you still have more control than you have been led to believe. Your awareness matters, your habits matter, your small daily decisions to check, to update, to question, to protect, they add up. They form a wall around what you have built, and that wall is yours to maintain. The decision is simple. Do not leave this video and go back to checking your balance only when you want to spend money. Make a different choice today. Treat your bank account the way you would treat anything else that matters deeply to you, with attention, with care, with a commitment to knowing what is happening, not just hoping for the best. Because here's what I know about people. When we are given the right information at the right time, when someone takes the time to explain clearly what is at risk and what can be done, we rise to it. We make better choices. We protect ourselves and the people we love. That is who you are. That is why you are still here watching. You did not click away. You listened, and that tells me something about you. If this video helped you see something you had not seen before or reminded you of something important you had been putting off, please like this video. It helps more people find this conversation when they need it. Subscribe to this channel because every week I come back with advice that is honest, practical, and built for real life. And leave a comment. Tell me which of the 5 steps you are doing first. Tell me if something in this video sparked a realization. Tell me your story if you're ready to share it, because this community is built on people learning from each other, and every comment you leave may be exactly what the next person needed to read. Take care of your money, take care of yourself, and remember, the peace of mind you are looking for does not come from hoping nothing goes wrong. It comes from knowing you did everything right to keep it safe. Until next time, take it one wise step at a time.